This is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by former undefeated British, Commonwealth and European middleweight, super middleweight champion, Lerrone Richards. Lerrone, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, my friend. Yourself?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. You're here in your flat, which I was saying off camera, looks impeccable. So the fruits of hard work, clearly. Another big fight on the horizon. You must be delighted.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this fight. Like I've always said, there's something to learn at every level. I've won the British, Commonwealth, European, and this is the next step for me. And yeah, I can't wait.
Carlos Gongora, it's a fight that you've been talking about for a while. I saw you back at the DAZN launch, I remember, and you were talking about it then, hopeful that it would come together. Why is he someone that you've been targeting?
Do you know what? He's a world level fighter, and he's not got the biggest, profile, but he is known around the boxing circuit. A very good boxer, a very big puncher. And, I believe, beating someone like Carlos Gongora will put me on the world stage. And then I can start calling out for, the big boys, where I believe I belong.
But why him specifically? Because there's plenty of other fighters that fit that mold, world rated, but not that widely known. Do you feel stylistically he suits you particularly?
It wasn't like one of those ones where I sort of picked, I was like, oh, go for Carlos Gongora. The fight got offered to me. And I'm all about progression and moving in the right direction, and I felt like it was a good fight for me to take. A risky fight, what everyone would say, or what some people were saying, but a fight that I know I can win and win very, very well.
What do you make of the stylistic matchup?
I think it's going to be a very good fight. Our styles are going to clash very, very, very well, and it's going to be very exciting.
Will this be the first time you fought a fellow southpaw who's rangier than you?
No, I boxed a few southpaws as an amateur. As a professional, I haven't boxed southpaw as of yet. But like I always say, it's all about the skills. And, you make the right adjustments in the fight, you'll get the victory. So I'm very, very confident in this fight and my ability to show everyone what I know.
Now, you've said you've picked him out and hopefully, assuming all goes well, then you can start calling out the big boys. So you've got an idea of where he is on the world stage. So I kind of have to ask, was the IBO title, which he holds, was that any influence on taking this fight?
No, because I think without the IBO title, it's still a big fight anyway. The IBO title is a bonus, but getting the victory over Carlos Gongora will showcase, will show everyone that I'm ready for, you say the major world titles.
And he's world ranked, I believe, by the WBC and IBF. You're ranked by the WBO. So a win here, you should be ranked by all the governing bodies at that point.
That's it, yeah. And it's crazy, really. I would have thought, what I've accomplished already, I would be ranked higher in, every governing body. But, it's boxing. And, I win this fight, then for sure, I'll be ranked high in every governing body. And Carlos Gongora is ranked in the top 10 of the Ring magazine as well. So, it'll be a big scalp on my record.
What does it say about your level of ambition that you've given up the British, Commonwealth and European titles so soon after winning them in pursuit of bigger goals?
I always believe, if you want to be the best, you have to make the right decisions in your career, and you've got to make the right steps in progressing. I was a proud British, Commonwealth and European champion, and that can never be taken away from me. But it's time to move on now, and time to move on to the bigger fights and showcase everyone what I've been talking about for the last few years now.
What have been the keys to kind of the acceleration? Because you served your apprenticeship, as most fighters do, and then it all seems to have, moved very fast since then, British, Commonwealth, European, and now on the verge of the world scene.
Yeah, I've always been a ambitious person, and I've always believed in my ability, even when there was times when no one else believed in me. But I've always stayed in my own lane. I've always done what I felt like it was best for me and my career. And, now we're here, and I've got the big fight now that I've always wanted. And, once I've won this fight, the world's my oyster.
How much of the recent improvements have been down to the change of gyms? Obviously, you've been with Dave Caldwell for a while now, but how much credit does he get for all of this as well?
Yeah, Dave gets a lot of credit. Since I've joined Dave, I've gone up on another level. As you saw in my last performance, and even that was 50, not even 50% of what I can do. So there's still a lot for me to show. And I can't wait. Under Dave, he's very strict, and that works for me because, at world level, you can't be making these mistakes. You got to make these adjustments, and Dave Caldwell's played a huge part in that.
What are the things that you do or that you don't do that Dave needs to be strict about? What are you kind of notorious for, and he has to pull you in line?
Being on time.
I thought you might say that. Yeah.
But obviously, there's a few things. Obviously, we're not perfect. We're always learning, and obviously, there might be some technical things that you think, okay, might need to make a little adjustment here or a little adjustment there. But me and Dave Caldwell gel really well, and the future's bright for me and the team.
And from the management side, you were one of the first signings for SJAM. Big change there recently. Sam Jones moving on to Pro Bellum. In what way did that affect you?
Well, me and Sam, we always got along, even on a friendship level. So we still talk, me and Sam. But obviously, we've got Adam Morley, who's always been working. He does sort of the business behind the scenes. And Shane Watson as well, who's been working behind the scenes, looking after my camps, for the last, since I've been with SJAM. So there's not been much of a change in terms of the way things work. Obviously, Sam was there, but he's not now. Yeah, everything's good.
What I'm sure a lot of people on social media have already asked, what is the celebration going to look like should you get past Gongora in December? Are we going to get Hot Cross Buns Part 2, or are you going to vary the song selection a little bit?
Do you know what, mate? I don't know. I'm a sort of guy who just does things off how I feel at the time. So if I'm in a mood to sing, then I'll sing. If I'm not, then I won't. If I'm in a serious mood to start calling out a few names, then I'll do that too. So everyone's going to have to wait and see.
Who might those names be?
I don't know. I need to get past Carlos Gongora first, don't I?
Well, so, yeah, it would help.
Once that job's done, then we'll see what we'll see.
What do you expect to happen with the major titles at super middleweight after Saturday night? Obviously, Canelo and Plant, there'll be an undisputed champion. But do you expect whoever wins to stick around with all 4 belts, or do you think they'll be fragmented again?
To be honest, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I think that, what I would like is for the person who does become undisputed to just stay at super middleweight. That would be ideal for me. I know a lot of super middleweights are saying, "Oh yeah, Canelo's going to vacate and all this." I've not got that on my mind. If you want to be the best, you have to, challenge yourself. And listen, I would like the champion to just stay on at super middleweight, and I don't want them to vacate.
So you want them to still be there when you get there, ideally?
Absolutely, yeah.
Great stuff.
That's the point.
And who is that person going to be? Who do you fancy on Saturday?
Do you know what? It's a good fight. I've always rated Caleb Plant, and I always said he was one of the best world champions, out there. And he has kind of gone under the radar in a little bit. But I think he's going to cause Canelo some problems. But, going off form, and you have to go with Canelo. But I think this fight's going to be tougher than more people think.
This is what I love about you, Lerrone. You always make a pick. You never sit on the fence.
Nah, I'll go Canelo, yeah.
Good stuff. All right. I really, really appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to the fight. Obviously, in December, I'm sure a lot of people are. From the reaction on social media, it seems to be the most anticipated fight on the card. So,
yeah, I've got a lot of messages and people love the fight. So well, hope they're entertained on the night. I just want to say a big thank you, to my team, Matchroom, S-Jam, my mum and my dad, my sister, my son, my sponsors, FCR Markets and Paul Strank, BoxFit, for all the support, really, because without them, none of this would be possible.
How old is your son now?
He's 1 and 3 months.
Oh, it's a nice age still.
Yeah, he's a baby, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I can't wait to spend some more time with him.
Oh, great stuff. All right, mate. Well, yeah, really appreciate it. And best of luck with the rest of your camp.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, mate.
Take care, mate. Speak soon.